A Boy Called Book by Vincent Ralph. Illustrations by Aaron Cushley. Once there was a bump with no name. It grew bigger and bigger until one day it wasn't a bump anymore. It was a baby. "What's he called?" the doctor asked. His mother said, "Book." The doctor laughed. The nurses looked confused. Then Book's mum told his grandparents and they said, "What kind of name is Book?" "It's his name," his mum replied, and that was that. So Book got a birth certificate and lots of funny looks. He got hair and teeth, and he learned how to speak. He grew bigger and bigger until one day he asked, "Why am I Book?" "Because your life is a story," said his mum. "You can write it however you want." "I like adventures," he said. So that's what he did. Book flew like a bird, and he swam with sharks. He climbed the tallest trees, and he explored the darkest tunnels. Book was an adventure story, and he loved every chapter. When Book was 4, he went to school. "You'll learn so much," said his dad. Everything was too big at school. His teacher, and his classroom, and his day. But Book didn't feel like learning. He felt like he was in a scary story. "It's another adventure," his mum said, opening a book about heroes. "You just have to be brave." So the next day Book charged into the classroom. He fought off the beasts and ghouls and worries, and something unexpected happened. He made his first friend. She thought Book was a funny story because they laughed and laughed and laughed. On the funniest days he was a joke book with a grin on every page. At school he got smarter and smarter until he felt like a book full of facts. Facts about numbers and about words, facts that filled his head and filled his heart. "What's a book about everything?" he asked. His gran said, "An encyclopedia." Book made himself as big as he could. One day, he thought, "I'll be that word." But Book wasn't always happy. Sometimes he was a boring story, waiting to be an adventure again. Or an angry tale full of really big letters. It could be a sad story too. Sometimes just a little sad. Sometimes it was a lot of sad. For a while, there was only one story, and it made everyone cry. Book watched his grandad, silent and still, but didn't look too long at the empty space next to him. Book turned his pages, yet nothing felt quite right. But then something arrived, a comic strip, drawn by his first friend, the hero in my class. And for 10 wonderful minutes, Book forgot to feel sad. One day his mum said, "This might help too. It's a book about us." In between the heavy covers were faces he knew well, faces that changed, faces that aged, but always faces that smiled. When Book visited his aunt, she passed him a paintbrush, as hers glided through the air like a magic wand. "Every good story needs pictures," she told him, "on here or in here." When Book's smiles came back, they were tiny. Then they were small. Then they were medium-sized. And then they were big again. His smiles still came quickest when his grandad looked for them. When they talked now, Book felt like a story about time machines. Book was still sad sometimes, but when that happened he knew where to look. He felt safe sleeping amid heavy shelves as if he were hoarding the best kind of treasure. But here's the thing about books. There are millions of them, They are everywhere you look, and Book saw that his life wasn't a book after all. It was a library. His best friend was a comic. His teacher was that book about everything. His parents were a love story. His aunt was a colouring book. His granddad was a book about history. His gran was a book filled with recipes. And when Book looked ahead, he saw thousands of blank pages with so many chapters still to write.